Hey, Internet! Happy Thursday! So, today, we wanted to, and by we, I mean me, I don't know what you want to do. You know, I can't read minds, sadly. Although, if I could read your mind, we might both be in trouble. But on a more serious note, the thing that I've been thinking about a lot today and over the last week is that I find it really interesting studying programming for a number of reasons. One of the reasons that I think it's really cool and interesting to study programming is the sort of the things that you learn through the study of programming that aren't necessarily related, be it to programming. Let me dive into that. So what I mean by that is in studying programming, I am finding myself with a number of constraints. Constraints on my time, sometimes constraints on my intellectual capacity, sometimes constraints on my ability to communicate, because, you know, it's not always easy to communicate particularly difficult topics when you're learning them for the first time. But having sort of been given these constraints or these sort of forcing mechanisms, I find it really interesting in that there are these lessons that I've probably supposed to have learned earlier in life that I'm being reminded of. And one of the lessons is that you can't do everything you want, and you're probably going to screw things up at least once or twice when you're first learning something. At least if you're me. If you're someone else and you're, you know, Bill Gates, maybe you've never made a mistake. Although I'm pretty sure Bill Gates has made a mistake. Also, I don't know why this is the second time that I'm citing Bill Gates. It's kind of odd. Mais en gros, I think it's super interesting to see what you can learn through learning programming, or say learning French or learning Chinese. There are all these side lessons that you can sort of acquire if you're observant. And just the fact that, you know, I'm being reminded that I have to make choices and intentional trade-offs around how I spend my time has been really, really interesting. Another thing is, even though it's an uncomfortable feeling, it's pretty great to not be the smartest person in the room. I'm not saying that I'm ever the smartest person in the room, except for, you know, when I'm alone by myself in a room, then I'm both the smartest and dumbest person in the room. Unless I'm not a person, and then, you know, that's a whole different thing. But essentially, I'm in class with a bunch of really, really smart, highly motivated people with a variety of backgrounds. Some are more technical, or rather, some of the people's backgrounds are more technical than my own. For example, a number of people have studied engineering. Some people have even formally studied computer science. And sort of this is my first time, you know, my first time, wink, wink. But it's special. It's a very special event, your first time studying programming. Now, don't think that I was, you know, talking about something else. But it's really cool to be with people who are at a variety of levels, but particularly with a cohort of people, and some of those people are notably above where I'm at, and it's just really cool to learn from them, and also just to sort of develop confidence that I have something to offer, even if it's just the ability to ask really simple, stupid questions. Maybe not stupid, but simple, straightforward questions, because sometimes it's the simplest questions that are the most difficult to answer. And so I found that not being the smartest person in the room, I get to ask really cool questions, I get to learn from others, and I think one, as in myself, and I imagine you in certain situations, you can actually add a lot of value by just taking the time to ask like novice questions. So I guess the synthesis of this video, even though it's been going on for over 4 minutes, is I find it really interesting that through studying something like computer science, Chinese, whatever you're studying, whatever you're learning, you can actually learn a lot of things sort of around that area, through the science. That to me is interesting. And two of the major lessons that I seem to be reminded of this week is one is, I don't even remember. I can't do everything. Like, I can't remember what I was talking about in this video 4 minutes ago. And the other thing is, it's pretty great to not be the smartest person in the room, and to learn from others. I guess the third, or like 2.2b or whatever, 2b or not to be, but 2b, 1 or 2a being not the smartest person in the room, but 2b, what you can sort of learn from that is that you can that you can actually try to add value, or not even try, but you can inherently add value. It's sort of more of a mindset and a question. All right, so I'm off to class. Again, feedback around what's great, if anything about this video, what's terrible. You know, maybe I need another haircut. Although I got a haircut a couple weeks ago, so it should be fine. Anyway, I'll catch you later, and out of question. Ciao.